All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'll start by saying, call on Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. We should give all praise to the Heavenly Father, name of the Son, and really cause God and Jesus Christ. I also give double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, rule well, teach me his truth, as well as say shalom to the hopeful elect, or the I can push his word, truth, and sincerity. And Lord wills be edifying lesson, man. Basically, I want to just touch on, the fact that how the Lord probably getting ready to cleanse the earth, man. All right, and during the times of old, the days of Noah, all right, which is a major monumental event in history, was when the Lord flooded the entire earth, man. All right, he did to cleanse the earth of his wickedness, man, all the sin and iniquity that was going forth. All right, all community saying was what John 3 and 4, that sins the transgression of the law, man, or the laws, statutes, commandments that the Heavenly Father set up for us to be profitable, expedient, and beneficial to us, man. And when we continue to go off, man, we continue to stay in a state of destruction, continue to just fall, and just continue to die, man. All right, that's ultimately all that leads to, man. That's the wages of sin, pursuing the Romans 6:23. All right, is death. So it ultimately for our own benefit, that we keep his ordinances and his ways that are pleasing unto him, man. All right, it's to help us. So, and that's why, this is a very necessary thing, man. That's why mass death is how the Lord shows, that's how he rains his judgment out, man. Or he did during the days of Noah, he can do it now. But this time it's going to be by fire, man. Or this time, Noah, that was the time of water, when he did it by water, okay? That was a cleansing agent he used. But, let's get to it. It's Genesis chapter 9 and verse, of course, is going into, how the Lord said he would no longer, the covenant the Lord made about no longer drying the earth, man. All right. It says, and I will, verse 11, it says, and I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the waters of a flood, neither shall there anymore be a flood to destroy the earth, right? It's not going to be a flood again, man. It's not going to be water. All right, I was going to go into, even more, but ultimately, this was only eight. It was a massive judgment that took place on earth, man, and it's evident, man. Or you have, but because even Esau's, even in the current so-called education system, they teach you this, man. Or in the current curriculum, they'll tell you that there was a Pangea, the earth, all the continents were together, and then they all separated the tectonic place movements. Okay, ultimately they tell you this, and these are true, man. These are real events that happen. This is just more evidence the Lord gives us to be able to have the understanding of, this truth, man. Having the, knowing that this is faithful and true, knowing these things really took place. All right, these are faith boosters to the men of the Lord. Ultimately, because that's what it matters to. Regardless of those others who believe or not. So, verse 12, it says, and the Most High said, this is a token of the covenant which I made between me and you and every living creature that is with generations for perpetual generations, right? Because this is going to be the way it goes down this time, man. This time, again, it's going to be by that fire, man. All right, because the technology that is available now is completely different those days, man. All right, but even in that time, man, that was a far-fetched thing to people. People didn't believe that you could. There was no rain, man. So people didn't believe there would be rain falling from the skies, from the heavens, and that it'll be enough to completely kill everyone on the earth, man. That was a complete far-fetched thing at that time, man. That's what no one believed in Noah, man. That's why only those eight souls got spared ultimately, man. All right, and you can liken that to now, man, with the elect. Only those souls who, started with the 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, but as well as the 1/3 large multitude of the men, women, and children who believe on the name Yahushua, man. Those will be the ones who receive that salvation from the fire, man. All right, cause that's the second death, man. All right, that's gonna be the when that fire rains out. All right, when those was taken Ezra 16 chapter says those arrows shot from one end to the earth to the other, are ultimately Ezra was describing the things in the way that he could understand, man. All right, when Uriel, the angel, came and gave him that vision, he was showing him things, and Ezra wrote it down in a way that he could explain it, man. All right, because what other arrow can be shot to the other end of the earth, man? All right, what other how else can the elements melt with fervent heat, man? Pursuing the 2 Peter 3rd chapter, all these things, it's just to be done by fire, man. All right, that's gonna be how it gets done this time around. All right, and everyone else who continues to live in iniquity, continue to walking after the ways of Satan, man. All right, and in that wicked manner, also they're going to be caught up in that death, man. It says, verse 13, I do set my boat in the cloud, and it shall be for the token of a covenant between me and the earth, man, going to the rainbow. That's ultimately that bow in the cloud that allows, that symbolizes that covenant the Lord made with the earth. It said he no longer flood the earth, man, all right? So when there's going to be a death by water, but it's going to be a death by fire this time around. Let me get that. I'll quote 2 Peter 3 and grab it real quick. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, right? All throughout the scripture, man, it's about the day of the Lord. That day, man, the day of the Lord, darkness not light. Amos, the fifth chapter, Joel, the second chapter, just come to mind. Like all these different precepts going to how it's going to be a great destruction on the day of our Lord Yahushua returns, man. All right, that destruction is going to be by fire, man. That's how the Lord's going to come with that mass death, all right? And so come, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, man. All right, the earth also and the works that are in there shall be burnt up, right? Those works of evil, man, wickedness, all right, which is going forth under a wicked ruler, all right? Esau, Edom, sub-clan white man, who is in power right now, man. All right, ultimately the earth has been given to his hands, and it's very, it's being made manifest, man. Ultimately, his wickedness is being exposed, is being revealed in these latter days, man. And it's chiefly through the speaking of the prophets, man. All right, the men of the Lord are starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. Those are the men who are who's been exposing this devil, man. It's being made very plain on who's ruling right now, who's allowing these things to go forth from the earth. All right, ultimately the judgment is going to come because of that. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? How you supposed to be carrying yourself? What should you be prioritizing, man? Scripture say, I believe that 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, around 13 verse, man, until I come, give attendance to reading and exhortation into doctrine. All right, the Lord said what should we be doing, man? What should we be giving our attention to, man? What manner of person we supposed to be? Our daily anastrophe, how we're carrying ourselves, man. The Lord made it very clear. Scripture said, put on as the elect, man. Colossians, the 3rd chapter. They're supposed to be, standing in that lot, man. All right. And ultimately, the Lord's dealing with you. It'll be, Scripture said the spirit of prophets is subject to the prophets, man. So that's your lot, man. Ultimately, you'll be, you'll be doing those things, man, that are written. It says, looking for and hasten, verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and new earth wherein dwells righteousness, man. All right, that's what we look for, man. All right, Jacob's the end of the world, Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's beginning with that follows, man. That's 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Ultimately, the Lord says that it has to be a great destruction before that righteousness can be established, man. That's the balance of things, man. That's literally synonymous. This kingdom being destroyed, Babylon the Great, America, Esau's rulership is synonymous with the establishment of righteousness, man. That being the order, that being the standard of the earth, all right, that being what's that's what's gonna be the only thing to exist, man. It's not gonna be anything else, all right. And it's not by any other way, not by any other means. Men try to come up other ways, man, but it's only going to be through these words being preached, man. Only going to be through the will of the Lord, man. Going forth, will this kingdom pass away and a new kingdom be established, man? One that's everlasting, one that's going to rule forever. Why? Because the law, statutes, commandments will be the standard in the earth, man. Okay. And no longer be those people who are no longer be unfit rulers in those positions of power, man. Okay. That's ultimately why we're in this position in the first place, man. Again, started with that Genesis just to give an account of how this isn't anything new, man. Scripture says no new thing under the sun. And constantly throughout you read the scriptures, and there's constant events of a kingdom being, a wickedness being allowed to go forth. The Lord allows it to abound to a certain point, and then He smites it down, man. He completely destroys it, and then what happens again? It happens again. You go into the 4 beasts, man. Those 4 heathen empires, man. This is why I see. There's a reason why only the elect are fit to rule, man. There's a reason why only Israel can actually be in power, man. Because the Lord gave all their nations a chance. He gave their nations a chance, man. All right, you look at all those different the major 4 heathen empires that stood. They had the rose and fall. Or you go to the Syria Babylonians, the Medo Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. All right, Those were the four kingdoms that were likened to beasts in Daniel the 7th chapter, and ultimately those kingdoms had to rise and fall. All right, they went off. They continually went into idolatry, all manner of lewd and perverse acts, man. All right, which led to their ultimate demise, and that's what's gonna happen to this kingdom now. There's nothing different, man. All right, this is the most wicked kingdoms ever still on the earth. Ultimately, they've it's been it's fair to say that the sins have reached out to heaven, man, in Revelation 18 chapter. So it's kind of it's clear this place needs to go, man. All right, Scripture said that wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. All right, it's going forth. All right, ultimately, it needs to be a judgment for that, man. That wicked needs to be rid out the earth, man. That's why it's going to be by such a the Lord will come with such an overkill, man. That's why he's going to make such a staple, okay? Make it to where this land of Babylon can no longer be inhabited, man, to be a representation of what happens when you allow those levels of wickedness to go forth, all right? So, just like he did during the days of Noah. So, with that, man, Lord was edifying. Call on Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.